Okay, fantastic. Now let's open up the Studio Bit software, and when you double click on the icon to start a program, it will give you this little information box and tells you you can either go to robot mode or character mode. So we are going to go to robot mode, and we are in robot mode, and you'll see there is the little microbit controller. So what we want to do at the moment is we first want to get our port settings in order. So this is how we're going to do that. We know that the LED is set on port 16, and port 15, 14 and 13 all have servos on them. So we select the servos for that. And then port 2, I believe, is a touch sensor. And then we've got all that we want to set up at the moment for the specific project. So we just click OK. Right. Next we want to set up or to connect to the robot itself. So it tells me shifting to test mode. That's when we are connecting directly to the robot. Okay, great. So this little board tells us what's going on with the Khodibot-Sprinter at the moment. As you can see on the screen, it's standing there looking really anxious to get going. So what are we going to do? We start with an event when clicked. So we first want to set up, as far as I know anyway, we first want to set up our display. So just get a display going and see how and see what it looks like. So first of all, we go to looks, and this is display on the LEDs. Okay, so display on the LED, and when you open this little thing up, it will show you a grid of 5 by 5, which is the same amount of LEDs that's on the microbit. And the nice part of this is RGB LED, so you can have all the colors you want. Right, so what are we going to do? We are going to set up a little smiley face first. So I'm going to have an eye, and we'll get a green nose, and let's put the smiley face on this one, just like so. Here we go, the smiley face. And remember guys, when we do this, we always have to have a when clicked, so that we have an event going. But if you want to see something, we also have to tell it how long do we want to see. So this wait command gives us a little bit of time to show how long. I'll use 5 seconds. In the program you can use 1 second or whatever, it's up to you. And then after we've turned the LEDs on, we also need to turn the LEDs off, like that. So if we run the program, we can run it there, and it will go on, and you'll see it on the robot itself. It turned on, and then it turns off after 5 seconds, or you can run it from there. Again, it will turn on and off in about 5 seconds from now. You should see a little smiley face on it. That is our first little program, but we can do a little bit more with this than just doing that little thing. So how about we get a blinking heart? So there's 2-3 different ways of doing this. I'm going to, let's just copy this thing. I'm going to duplicate it, put it down there for now, and then I'm going to go to controls, get a repeat thing there, and we'll put that on. Display is, no, we don't want to display that. We are going to clean up, so you don't just click on that and get rid of all of these things. And apparently we want a oops, let's do a red heart. I think I need to learn how to draw a heart, but there we go, something like that, and we've got a heart drawn. This we want to do a little bit faster, so in 1.5 seconds it will display a heart, and let's see, there it goes. It shows a flashing heart, and it's going to repeat 5 seconds, and you can see it sort of flash like that. Okay, but you can do it also differently from this, and you can take this one and put it outside and see what happens now. Look at how it displays on the screen now. Now it's sort of faint a little bit, and that's it. So there is a difference in where you put these things. I like mine in here. It just makes it. but you can make sense to me, but you can do something else. Let's duplicate this part. I'm going to throw that away and put this one in there, and I'm going to make it 1 second just for the fun of it. Let's see what happens. Let's run it, and now it's flashing on and off. No, that's way cool. What else can you do with it? Maybe you guys can figure out what else you can do while you're busy with the practical of this thing. So this is our first part of our program, which worked just fine. Let's see if we can go on to a little bit more. Okay, so I've got the first program and the second program. Let's try something else. How about we turn on the LED on output 16? So let's go to events, get a new event, and for this one I'm going to say, okay, let's turn all LEDs off first, and then we're going to turn LED on port 16. Let's see what we can turn it off, just like that, and there it goes on. Now it's got a red nose like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Good, that's fine, but the red light's going to stay on and it's not going to turn off. So what should we do? We go to wait. We'll give it a little wait time and say, okay, we'll wait for say 5 seconds, and then we'll turn that nose off, because the red nose can be a problem. So let's see what happens if we download the program now. Okay, let's see. Okay, that depends obviously now on which program is running. Let's first do this. I want program turn all LEDs off. Okay, sorry, I need to do something. Turn LED off. So it's not just that turn LEDs off. Sorry guys, I think we need to add one of these things and we'll put it off like that. So let's go for it. See what happens. There it goes off. Now again, we can make this a flashing thing by say, okay, we've got all LEDs turned off. Let's go to controls, and we can use a repeat command, and we'll drop it in there. And now I'm going to do it like 1 second, and then we'll run it and see what happens. And you can see it sort of flashes quickly to go through it, and it should turn it off after about 10 cycles. There you go. But again, we can make it a little bit better. So let's duplicate that thing, take that one out and put it in there, and it should flash a little bit slower now. So let's have a look at it again. On, off, on, off. Yes, just like that. On, off, on, off, on, off. That just worked great. So there's a few variations to the program that you can try. And you've got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer flashing, or should I say Khodibot-Sprinter flashing its red nose at you. Maybe someone should tell it it's rude to do that. I don't think that's a good idea to show a red nose to anybody. But okay, that's enough for this one. Let's see if we can do something more with this. So I'm going to throw away this program. I think we don't need it anymore. And let's do a countdown program. So first of all, I'm going to start with a wait. I'll use this wait, and I'm going to have to go to display. So we are going to display, and I want to write 3. So we'll use rate 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 1 2 3. There we go. We've got 3, and I believe we will have to wait like half a second. So we'll do a wait half a second, and then I'm going to duplicate this thing and put it in there. However guys, I do want to urge you to do something different. I'm duplicating it because it's quickly for the video, else the video is going to get really long. But now I've got 2, I need to put in a 2 there. So we'll do it like this. Come on, like this. Come on, click like this, and this, 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 this. we got a 2 going. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so we want the 1 to go, so you can just go display on LED, put it there, and control, wait 1 second. It depends on what works for you. Fine, there we go. The next one is 1, so let's do 1. We'll do 1, 2, there we go, 1. And then we want to say go, so we can try this. Let's see if we can do that. Display, go to looks, display, and I'm going to take another display, put it in there, go to controls, get a weight command, put it in there, 0.5, we'll wait. That would be it. So let's do another color maybe. So let's try something else. See if we can get a better color going. I want something greenish. Okay, so I want the green color. Where's my green color? Okay, turn it all off. I cannot see what I'm doing here because it's too low. There we go. Right, so we'll try some new colors here. I want to do that, and I want to do that. I want to get the green, and I want to select green. Oh, come on, did I select it? No, I didn't. There we go. I've got green, and we say go. So we put in a G for go. 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 Oh, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Go. There's a go. For go. Okay, now it's in the wrong place, so let's do it like that. Go, and we do the O here, and we'll just do it light green, then it looks okay. So we give an O like that, and it's not for O no, it's O like this. There we go. Okay, great, we've got the O, and then we obviously have to do something like turn all lights off after we've done that. Okay, remember we still need a weight, so let's go get our weight command. 0.5 for weight, turn lights off, and then we can turn Rudolph's nose on again, or turn that lid on, and he's ready to rumble. So let's see what happens if we run this program. There we go. Let's see. 2, 1, go. Oh, boom. There we go. That was nice. It worked just great for us. So we can try that again. Starting 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. There we go. Now maybe our 3, 2, 1 is a little bit fast though. So let's do it a little bit slower. 3, 2, 1. The rest I'll leave as is. So let's see what it looks like now. 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, that works fine. Okay, fantastical. So let's work with the servos at the moment. So we've got a servo that will control the head um, from the center position to the left to right position. The problem for us with servos is it's got a limited range, and we need to figure out what the range is at the moment. So range is a big deal for us, and obviously you will see on the little Khodibot the cables are not that long, so we need to limit it a little bit to how far we want it to move. Okay, so we need to set servos, but we are not writing the program at the moment, guys. We are figuring out what the limits are of what we are doing. That's setting the servo. So our first servo settings, I'm going to set there, and let's look at the head. It's that is for 13, that's for the arm. Let's go for 15, that's for the head. And there you see it moves, so let's put it to the right position. I want it right there. That is straight front, straight forward. That's our first position. So I want to duplicate this thing, and then let's go to the one side and see how far we want to move. There we go. I think this is about how far we can move that way. We cannot really move any further than that, so that's fine to that side. And let's do this. Okay, setting in the middle, setting to the side. Okay, so the next one, duplicate, and we want to set it to the other side. Let's do it like this. There we go. How far do we want to move that way? So we've got three numbers here. This is the important numbers when we start writing the program. The first one is our center position, roughly. Then the second one is that limit, and the third one is the other limit. See there. So the head moves from side to side and center. Okay, let's put it center. Now I'm going to take this off and put it there for servo 15. That is the head. So I am going to move this stuff a little bit out of the way so we can see what we are doing, and we are going to set the next servo pretty soon. So this, let's see, add a comment. I'm going to add a comment here saying this is the head. This is the head movement. Head movement. Okay, head movement. So that's for the head. Let's make it a little bit smaller, and we drag it there. That's our limits for the head. Now let's do the next one. The servo for the next one. Okay, that's one arm, so we are going for the left arm, servo 13, and set servo 13 again, and set servo 13 again. So we want to see where our arm should be. So set servo 90. So okay, would that be 90? Then the next one, let's see what the arm is doing. There you see the left arm going up, and we can take it up to there. That seems like a good position. And then the other way, back to about 100. Yeah, that should be fine. There's our positions. Good. So again, middle position, then forward position, backward position, middle, forward, backward. Now we can take these little guys, put it there, and we again have a reference for ourselves. This is what we want. We want a reference to make sure that we do understand where everything is. So I want to add a comment. This is for left arm movement. Left arm movement. Left arm movement. We'll put that in there. Left arm movement. And I think we're going to have to set this for 14 is for right arm movement. So we change that to 14 for right arm movement. Like that. And we'll test them again. So right arm movement, I think again 90 will be, there we go. 90 is sort of where we should be. I'll leave it at that. Then the forward movement, okay, the backward movement first. I think backward. How far do we want to go? Backward. Yeah, I think that should do it, like say 45 degrees backward and then forward to about the same as the other one, 139. Let's make it 139, there we go. So our settings should be pretty much the same for the two. Let's make that 47 and we'll go that for 90 and we'll keep these settings the same for the other arm also. There we go. So now we've got one more thing. Okay, we can get rid of that one. I think we can get rid of that one also, and we'll add a comment for the right arm. Okay. Right arm movement. Okay, great. This is systematic. It should be easy to understand what we are doing. So basically all that we did at this moment was to try and find our limits for the arm movements and the head movement. If you go outside this limits, then you can probably break something. So try not to go outside this limits. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you at the moment. So, okay. Now let's get the start thing going. Now let's make this a little bit more. So we're going to try and control all the things separately in their own blocks. So the first one is a start block. So we're going to create start. The start one, I'm going to add a comment, call it start, and we'll drop it in there, start. Okay. So what is start going to do? Set servo motor. So we're going to set the servo motor. Servo 13, servo 14, and servo 15. So let's change them. Servo 14 and servo 15. So we want to set servo 15 to 100. No, I don't want to. My servo was 98, so I want mine at 98. 98, good. That's where I want mine. Okay, 98. And the other twos are set to 90 and 90. Those servos, that's center position. Okay, so there we go. If you look at the robot, I just set it back and everything is in resting position. Right, that's the first thing. Now the head position. So we are going to have a when clicked, control events, when clicked. So let's do the head movement now. Add head movement. There we go. That should be interesting, guys. Let's have some fun. Head movement. Okie dokie. So if we want to move the head, I think we're going to use the touch sensor to do that. So we are going to have to wait for something control. So we wait until, and obviously if we need an operator, wait until the touch sensor. So touch sensor sensing, touch sensor, where's our touch sensor? Touch sensor sensing equals 0. So we're going to use the touch sensor to get this thing going. Then we're going to do the control part, and I think we will repeat something, and let's repeat this 2 times. 2 times, repeat 2 times. This is the head, so the head will move from side to side. Okay, so we will give it a wait, half a second, and then set servo. Let's set servo 15, because that's the head. Servo 15 is the head. We set servo 15 to 65 degrees. Now you'll see we are inside the head. 65 degrees, set servo P15, 65, I'm going to set it to 81 degrees, let's do it, we set it to 81, okay, wait half a second, so let's duplicate this, I'm going to do that, wait half a second, then I'll set it to 135, and we'll wait half a second, okay, and then we'll set it back. set this one back outside, duplicate, we'll set it back to 98. So let's see what happened if we do this. Press this button. That's the movement of the head. So we've got head movement going. Now it can be different numbers. I'm just using these numbers. It can be different numbers, so don't get too upset about the numbers. We've got start, head. What is the next thing? We want to move the left arm and then the right arm. So start, head, left arm, right arm. So next, when start on event, I'm going to do this for left arm. So add comment, left arm, I'll put it in there, left arm. Right, so we're going to move left arm, and again we will use, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this whole thing, drop it in there, and then we'll edit it a little bit. So we wait for touch insert to be pressed, then we repeat twice. Again, we wait half a second, we move Servo 13. Now let's go and have a look at Servo 13. The lower one is 47 and the upper one is 139. So we're going to move it, let's say 139, 139, and we'll move this 50, and then we set it back to 90, and we are in 13 and we want this 90. There we go. So let's see what happens when we do this one. There you see the arms move, the left arm move. Great. So we've got that one sorted out. So let's again duplicate this thing, and now we are going to do the right arm. Add comment, right arm. I'm putting the right arm there. Okay, come on. There we go, right arm. Now we've got a lot of things going on here. It's for all the different movements. I do understand that you guys may think, oh wow, this is a lot of stuff that we need to do. But we control each part individually. That's just how Scratch works, and most of the other programs also. So again, when touch sensor work, we repeat this twice just to test it, left arm, right arm, and we get our parameters for the right arm, 47 and 139. I think we set it the same. 47, we can have it like that. I think that will work just fine. So let's test this, and I press the button again. Let's look at the arm. It's moving just fine. Great. So we've got that part going also, and wow, now we are pretty happy with the arm movements. So we've learned how to set the arms and everything, and guys, we've got a working program. It's a working program, this. So what shall we do? If we click on this little guy, we say go, we should see something interesting happening. So let's do this. We click on that, and there we go. Wow. Yes, that was pretty cool. So we can now edit the program a little bit and say, okay, maybe we can do more with it. So why don't we do this? Double it up to 5 times. Got 5 times there, and 5 times there. Repeat 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. We run this. Let's see what it does. Oh, he's sprinting down the home straight. There we go. That's fantastic, guys. I think we've just learned quite a bit about servo motors and how to control this thing and make it look really cool. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something, and that it will get you ready for your exam papers. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.